Today we're going to work on the clothes that the people are wearing, some colored in here. So I have here raw umber, Prussian blue or ultramarine blue, and cadmium red light. So I'm going to start with this person, this figure in the back. I'm going to take raw umber, mix it with cadmium red light, and I'm going to put one layer, start putting some red. The reason I'm using red is just because she's in the back, and this will draw attention to her when you have a warm color, especially because the person who's sitting in front of her is wearing dark colors. So for her not to melt, get lost in the back with the same colors, because that's what we see in the picture, in the reference. They're wearing the same colors, these two people, so you can't really see which one is which. This way you can see her, but she's not like wearing a strong red. This is good. I'm going to keep it, let it dry, and then I'll add a bit of detail maybe.
That is cadmium red and raw umber?
Raw umber, cadmium red light, yeah. I can put her, kind of bring this a bit over the table. So it's like her elbow is on the table. And then we will highlight that. Or I can take, if I don't want to highlight the sleeve too much, I can take a bit of raw umber and just kind of darken down here. Actually, tell you the truth, this looks funny. You know what? This looks funny. I'm not going to do that. Just going to remove that elbow thing. We don't have to put too much detail in there. Just kind of. Let's see. I should let it dry actually before I do anything, but I will put, we can put a bit of highlights. Let it dry for now, because whatever I'm doing here is not working, because I'm working with wet on wet. So let's keep that darker, and then we can have room for some dry color. Okay. Let's do this one here in the back. And it's the same. I'm just going to use the same colors, but I'm going to put white or titanium buff. A bit of titanium buff. Kind of like a earthy pink color.
What color did you use there? What color did you use there?
Same colors I'm using. It's the raw umber, cadmium red light, and titanium buff.
Oh, okay.
It's a soft kind of color here. Okay. I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going now to highlight this part, the red. Just a bit. I'm going to take just cadmium red light and just put a bit of raw umber, just to tone it down a bit. And then maybe highlight the front right here. You know, imagine that the sun is hitting this part where she's sitting. Keep keep part of it right there, this part, keep it dark. Just highlight this. We are not looking for detail. We're looking for, kind of a little bit of a, instead of having a flat surface, just something happening there. But we're not looking for detail. She will look better once we put him, like we put some color on the guy sitting in front of her. Mm-hmm. And for this guy, the blue, we're going to take blue. I'm using Prussian. And I'm going to use a little bit of raw umber in the Prussian. I like raw umber with adding raw umber to colors. Raw umber usually tones down the color or grays down the color without changing too much the actual color. Doesn't change it that much, but it makes it more earthy. And I'm using a tiny bit of titanium buff. Actually, the back part should be really dark. So before I use the one that has titanium buff, I just wanted to see what the color will look with when it's highlighted. I'm going to take now raw umber and Prussian or whatever blue you're using and see how dark it is. It's almost like black. I'm going to use this in the back because the back has a dark color in there because of the shade. I'm basically painting what I'm seeing right now in the reference. Oops, jeez. You can put it all over and then we will highlight the parts that we want to highlight. And then the jeans part might have to change the color a bit because I don't want him to look like he's wearing the same color. Mm-hmm. So let's work on this top part first. Meanwhile, we can do the same for the guy who's sitting here. So I'm going to take the same colors, brown or raw umber and Prussian blue. And that will give me kind of a really, really dark color, almost black. And I'm going to use this almost black on this guy here. This guy has the best seat. No sun on him. This is where I would be sitting in this case. I'm like, no, I'm going to sit in the shade. Okay, this is good. Right there. Okay, let's give this guy a little bit more dark. All right. once we do this, I'm going to now bring in some titanium buff into that same mixture of blue and brown and highlight a little bit this part slowly. Okay, I'm going to be adding white eventually, but for now. So I'm going to start adding highlights. I'm leaving some space. The way I'm doing the highlight is not straight. I'm giving it kind of a movement of the fabric. You know, it's like when he's bending his arm, fabric is a little bit like the pleats. Not much, just a bit. Don't want it to look funny. And right here. We're going to leave a bit of this down here. This is his arm is casting a shadow over this part. So let's go like that. And then kind of like a triangle right here. Okay. And take a little bit of paint kind of in between mid-tone right here, because I'll explain why I'm using a mid-tone. If you have light against a dark color, it will look disconnected, harsh. So what you want to do is once in between the light and dark, you want to add a tiny bit of mid-tone. So the transition between the light and dark is soft. It's not harsh. You have light, dark, mid-tone, and then dark. It doesn't show sometimes in the photograph. You know, when you print an image, let's say, you don't see that because of the ink on paper. But if you look carefully, if you're using, if you're looking at the image and you look carefully, you will see there is a variation in the value. That this way it doesn't look harsh. The highlight doesn't look harsh and it doesn't look funny. So now when I add white at this point, highlight the stronger highlight, it looks kind of, it blends in. It stands out, but it blends in at the same time. So this is the same colors I was using before. It has titanium buff, but now I'm adding a touch of white in there. And that white is for the stronger highlight from the sun. Just to show that this person, the sun is hitting where he's sitting, he's facing the sun.
So you said white.
Yes, I'm adding white. Yes, okay. I'm adding white to the same.
The same mixture.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like he's got a beer belly.
I know. The more highlight I put on him, the more like, oh my God, this is like
That's okay.
jumping out.
Beer belly.
That's all right. Yeah, you're right. It's okay. All right, I'm going to pause for a minute. All right, so now I'm using here Payne's Gray and Cerulean Blue. That's it. Just Payne's Gray, Cerulean Blue. Payne's Gray I'm using is golden, but it doesn't matter because you're adding Cerulean Blue to it. It'll be fine. And where's my Cerulean Blue? Right here. That gives me a really nice kind of a grayish blue for the jeans part. Okay, so let's mix these two together. Good. And then I'll add white. Yep, that's different than the one what he's wearing. It's a different color, so it should be okay. And this guy too. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of white, put it in, and highlight this part. Okay, we're good. I'm going to pause for a minute. Okay, so let's take titanium buff and put some raw umber in it. We will highlight it, but for the first layer, we get this color going. And we're going to paint this woman here. We can put anything, any kind of stripes or pattern if we want on her. And it's good that her color is, the color of I'm using right now is neutral. You don't want to use a strong color because she's sitting facing us and you see a lot of her. Let's put some down here, her arm. Eee, jeez. I dipped my finger in the paint right there. Right in there. Okay. Let's darken a bit when we go down here. Although, oh wait, let's put some of it. And then there would be the rest would be a part of her jacket. The red jacket. Okay. Before we continue, we can add a bit of highlight on her because we can do that. Titanium buff. Okay, we're going to put some more titanium buff in here. Just a bit of highlight in there. Okay, not much. We don't need much. And now let's go back to the same idea, cadmium red light and raw umber. Okay, let's paint the jacket. The more we go lower, the darker this jacket is going to go. And actually, we do need some dark in there, more of the raw umber for the folds, you know, the strong folds that we see. So it's good to add this raw umber in there. Actually, part of her jacket comes over from here, so it could be the sleeve, or which is good. It's nice. Add it if you can here, right there, right at this point here. Okay, I'll wait for it to dry a bit. I'm using just burnt umber at this point. Not burnt umber, I mean raw umber. Here. Okay, so this is the dark right now, and then we will highlight in a minute. I'm going to pause and then we will come back. All right, let's highlight the jacket now. I'm just going to take same kind of cadmium red light mixed with raw umber, but more cadmium red light. And we're going to use kind of a medium tone at this point, not very highlighted. So let's go here at, now I'm just kind of looking at the reference, and I'm just going by what the reference is showing me. It doesn't have a specific shape, which is good. And we will highlight a little bit more in a minute. I just don't want to jump into a strong highlight red before we do a medium tone. Maybe a little bit too dark, light. Just kind of adjust the red in here. And now a little bit more of the cadmium red light into the raw umber. And we're going to highlight, strong highlight here at this point, and not too many, not a lot. You know, don't put too much light red in here. Just kind of a couple of brush strokes here and there, and then leave it. And now I'm going to adjust the medium tone. Okay. I'm finding, although this is what I'm seeing in the reference, but I'm finding this a bit weird, don't you think?
Blue?
This one. This one.
Yeah, the arm, it's like, it doesn't look like an arm or the jacket somehow.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that.
It looks like a big hand, and that's the thumb.
I don't, yeah, I think I'm gonna remove it. It's not working, so just use the brown again that we have. And I'm just going to put the chair back right there. Oh, it's so good to work with paint. I wish life is like that. Real life, you just kind of
change your mind, and it's easy.
Change your mind, and if you don't like it, just put a coat of something over it, and then that's it, done. Here we go. Perfect. Yep, much better.
I guess it was sort of making it kind of look more like a jacket.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem to work.
Yeah, no. See, sometimes you look at something and you think, oh, okay, that's gonna, all right, yeah, I know what it is, and it's the sleeve, it's this, it's that, and then you try to do it and it doesn't work. So just get rid of it. Okay. Could be anything. Could be a skirt. It could be a jacket. Could be anything. So, all right, I'm going to pause. All right, let's do work on the sign a bit. I'm going to take raw umber, whatever I have here in, oops, in sitting here, and I just used a white pencil crayon, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a darkish color in here with raw umber, just a frame. Doesn't have to look perfect. And just put cafe, although they're drinking wine, but that's fine. All right.
That was raw umber you did that with?
Yeah, just raw umber. And just put something like that under. That's it. All right, good. We don't have too much work here. Now, let's take some of the Payne's gray and put white. With Payne's gray or with raw umber, it doesn't matter, one of them, because this is going to be your, I'm mixing both of them together, and white. And I'm just going to small brush. Let's try to put a glass of wine in his hand with a small brush. The stem. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to take more white and just highlight a little bit, part of it, maybe the top and the side where the sun is hitting, and we're good. All right. I'm gonna pause for a minute. Okay. Now let's take some sap green, and I have yellow ochre here. I'm just gonna put some yellow ochre in the sap green. Just give it a bit of more earthy tone. Okay, and let's give this corner here a little bit of a greenish. We don't have to put it at. It's up to you. You don't really have to. Just to give it some kind of interesting. It covers the dark in there, and it gives it an interesting look in here. So a little bit of that. I'm just highlighting with yellow ochre. This is sap green with Payne's gray, because I went over here, this part, with some light green, and it's just not, didn't work well. So I'm just going to fix this a bit, keep it in darker. Okay. We're good. All right. This is the last part of this project, and we're done. So next week we'll work on a new one.